What's up guys, and welcome back to another TK Tech video, and today I'll be reviewing the POCO X3 Pro. If you've seen my previous video on the Samsung Galaxy A72, you'll see we talked about why I got that budget phone and budget phones in general, and why we may not necessarily need to buy flagships. However, this takes it one step further, or like 3 steps further, because this is actually probably half the price of the A72 and actually offers quite a bit more in some areas. Okay, so let me unbox it. Now, I have already unboxed this just to check it out so that I can do this review, but for your experience, I'm going to show what's in the box. So I have the phone, put this aside for now. POCO is actually a company made by Xiaomi. They come with POCO stickers, and they also come with a charging brick, which flagships don't, well, a lot of flagships don't come anymore. Another great positive is that actually POCO supply us with a case, as well as a screen protector on the phone. So let's look a bit about the design of the phone. So we have a plastic back. It's got this weird pearlescent purple bluish hue, but it's listed as black on their website. It's got matte back with a weird gloss strip, and you have very clearly labeled in proud letters POCO. It comes with a hole punch camera and a bezel-less display, and on the sides we have simple SD card slot, headphone jack. The fingerprint scanner is on the side. This is understandable. Obviously, putting it under the screen would cost a lot more. So surprisingly, something that we don't see anymore, it actually has an IR blaster, which is an infrared blaster. Essentially, to treat your phone as a remote, you can control TV, appliances, you know, things like AC and stuff like that. So that's really good as well. So you can buy this phone from Xiaomi's website for £180 at the moment. You can get it with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage, which is this model here. Or you can even go for the high version, which is 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. POCO's slogan, which they put everywhere, essentially is like everything you need, nothing you don't. Which is kind of true, really. If you look at the specifications of this phone, it has a Snapdragon 860 processor. This is a flagship processor. It's not the newest Snapdragon processor, but it's a flagship processor. It actually performs much better than the A72. Incredibly, it's also got a 120Hz display. This essentially shows how smooth it is when scrolling, you know, when going through Instagram or your settings or swiping through. This makes the phone seem a lot more smooth. This is not something you see on a budget phone. Again, A72, which is probably one of Samsung's highest end mid-range phone. Also, what's also quite common with mid-range phones is their battery size. Or this is not even a mid-range phone, this is a budget phone. It has a 5160 mAh battery. This is crazy. This is huge, and it will easily last you over a day. POCO claim 11 hours of gaming, 18 hours of videos, and 110 hours of music. Like discussed before, it comes with a fast charging brick as well. That's 33 watts, allowing you to charge 100 to 100% in about an hour. Speakers are pretty standard, nothing to complain there. They get quite loud. Cameras, unfortunately, they match the price. These are not great cameras. Like I said in my previous video, if having a really good camera is one of your priorities, a budget or a mid-range phone is not something you should go for. You know, companies put 4 or 5 cameras on the back, kind of just to get your attention, make it look like it's got a good camera setup. Yeah, at least give me like one solid camera. I'd have that over those 4. So there is a slight caveat as well to these phones. You know, phones from Xiaomi and Oppo and things like that, is that they do run, personally for me at least, operating softwares that I'm unfamiliar with. So this is running MIUI. It just runs slightly differently to, you know, Samsung's One UI or stock Android in general, and it does take quite a while to get used to. For example, they organize your applications by them automatically into their own categories, and often they're not right. So for example, there are some games it doesn't recognize as games and doesn't put it in the games category, and you can't really rearrange this or you know, organize it yourself by any means. However, I guess with Android you always have the option of downloading your own launcher, so something like Nova Launcher, if that really bothers you. It has a 6.67 inch display, so it's actually quite a big display at a resolution of 1080 by 2400. One thing to mention though, it's actually quite a beefy phone with a width of 9.4 millimeters. You do feel it in the hand, and it is also quite heavy at a weight of 215 grams. Overall, for the price of this, it's just unbelievable how much they've managed to fit into it. Headphone jack, massive battery, USB Type-C, big display with minimal bezels and a hole punch camera. an infrared sensor, yeah? You probably won't use it, but it's just cool that they have it. But probably one of the most important things for me at least is the Snapdragon 860 processor. This is a beefy processor, this is a powerhouse. You can do so much with this processor and your phone will not feel like a mid-range or like a budget phone. It won't lag, and it has it with a high refresh rate as well, like 120 Hz. It just feels so smooth. The design I'm not a huge fan of. I'm not really a fan of this two-toned kind of design, the matte and the gloss. I'd rather it all be matte. Also, you know, branding's a bit too in your face as well. But again, you can't really complain. The cameras, they're like expected. We've discussed this before. Don't go for a budget phone if you want good cameras. But overall, this is actually a great phone, and I honestly would highly recommend, if you're looking for a phone under £200, this is a really good option. Anyway guys, that's it from me, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up, and let me know what you think. I'm really interested to think of, you know, what other phones out there. What do you think of this phone? Yeah, let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next TK Tech video.